This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. We're going to be discussing one more important concept today. So, the other day we discussed about how to create a variable, how is a variable, and where exactly we can use variables we discussed. And today, let us understand, check whether the file exists in the given folder or not. Okay. If the file exists, you take the data flow task and get the data from the file, dump into a database or maybe in the data warehousing. And you have to log the details in the logging table. If the file does not exist in the folder, so what we're going to be saying, file not exist, execute the SQL task and log the error data into the logging table. Clear? So for example, uh, a customer is going to be giving you the files regularly. You're going to be getting some files through this folder regularly. If you see the folder does not have any file, that means I supposed to get a file yesterday. I did not get the file. But today there is a package that's supposed to be executing morning 6 o'clock. Okay. But now the package will get executed and it does not file any find there. If there is no file there, the package will fail automatically because there is no source file available. So you should get a sales file or employee file. Some file has to come automatically by some other applications. You may be having some ABC application. The application is supposed to push the data here. But whatever be the reason, that application would have failed or something has happened, you did not get the data here. So what morning 6 o'clock we have scheduled this package. So this package is supposed to get the data from the file and it's supposed to load it into the destination. That's what is your requirement. But now since the file is not there, so what you need to do, you should not fail the package. You have to log saying that the source folder does not have the files. That kind of a logging has to be implemented. Then you need to come out of that. If you don't write this kind of a checking, but if there is no file, the package will fail. I don't want to fail the package. I wanted to understand what is the issue. The same thing need to be logged into the a logging table. So this is my own logging table I'm talking about, right? So we're doing this kind of a simple testing. If everything is smooth, then you will be able to get the data from the file and load into destination. If the file does not exist, so that is what I'm going to be logging into one more SQL Server table. So this is a beautiful package. So this is how you need to do it. If the file does not exist, what will you do? If the file exists, what will you do? You can add, if the file does not exist, I'll fail the package. That is fine. But instead of failing the package, you log it somewhere and you come out of that smoothly. So this kind of a things you should be able to implement. Clear, guys? So check whether the source folder has files or not. If the file exists, load the data from the file to the destination table. Move the file to the archive folder by adding a timestamp. If file does not exist, log the details into the table. So you need to create one more table called a logging table and you have to implement this. So this is what we're going to be implementing today. Am I clear? So for example, you got a file today in Amazon. Let me give you one file. Okay, so let me take this file. If the file exists, what I do, I take the data from this file. So if the file exists, I have to take the data from this file and load into the destination. After that, I take this file from here. This has to be done by SSIS, and you create one more folder called archive folder. What you do, you move the file here by adding a timestamp. So for example, today it got processed. So it is a July 6th, 2020. Clear? So now if you go to the source folder and Amazon is now empty. Now tomorrow, early morning 4 o'clock or tomorrow midnight 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, you will be getting one more file. by some other application. We don't know what is that application, which is pushing your files here clear automatically. So early morning, your package will get scheduled. So there is one more program or application which is moving the file midnight 1 o'clock, early morning 6 o'clock. You have to take the data from the file, and once the data is taken, you are going to be taking the file and moving the file into archive folder by adding a timestamp. That means this file got processed so and so date. Clear? Again, you will be able to receiving one more file. The file name is called again employee. Clear? So file name as it is will be there, but the data changes. So every day you may have a sales file, right? So every day sales will be available there. So that's what you are now implementing in your SSIS package. If the file exists, you take the data, move the file to the archive folder by adding a timestamp. If the file does not exist, log the details into a separate table. Now I have to create one log table. So say use stage company. So this is where I'm going to be creating my logging table. Logging is very, very important. Let me create a table SSIS. You can give any name, log. Okay. So if you're not well, your body is logging a lot of things into your blood, right? So the doctor is going to take the blood and he'll be testing it. What are the issues in your body? Do you have corona or do you have any other disease? Malaria or typhoid? What is the disease you have? Okay. If there is no logging mechanism is happening in your body, it is very difficult for the doctor to know what kind of a disease you have. So your body is logging lot of things into blood. So blood is a logging table there. Clear? So when you go to the hospital, the doctor will ask you, give me the blood report. What is a blood report? It is a logging mechanism the body is having. Clear? Like that, every application will have a log. For example, if Windows is failing, Windows is getting a lot of issues. Windows is also one application like your body. If the body is not good, it is logging everything into your blood. If Windows is not working properly, Windows is also having a one folder where logging can be implemented. That is what is called as a event viewer. Clear? So event viewer is a centralized application in Windows. When you open this, if something goes wrong in Windows, when something goes wrong in Windows, you can simply go to Windows logs. You should be able to click on application. So if something is not well in your Windows, it is going to be logging into this area. So event viewer is a centralized folder inside your Windows operating system. If something goes wrong, it is giving you error like this. You are not well because you don't have, C vitamin, or you don't have, D vitamin, or you're not well because you have this kind of a symptoms in the blood. So all the details are reported here. Clear? If everything is smooth, when you give the blood report, they'll say sugar under control, you have hemoglobin under control, D vitamin is less, you don't have proper K vitamin. So like that, it's going to be giving. So like that, what are the issues in Windows? Where can I get the Windows issues? That will be in the Windows logs. Clear? So what is event viewer? Event viewer is a centralized logging folder for Windows. So this you did not create, already it is there. Microsoft is creating a logging folder for Windows. So anybody can use this folder as well. Clear? So event viewer, when you go to start and press event, you should be able to get event viewer. So what is the event viewer? Which is a logging folder given by Windows. After opening here, click on Windows logs, expand it, click on application. Clear? So if you wanted to remove the old logging, clear the log, say clear. So this is the log that you can use. Clear? So any Windows application, for example, if you go to Windows, I have installed a lot of applications. If something is not working, if something is not working, so any application can also report the issue into this. All Windows application, even operating system is also not well. Not Or operating system installed a lot of other applications. For example, you installed Oracle, SQL Server, Java, .NET, a lot of things got installed. If when any one of the application is also not working properly, that log details are going to go here. That is the purpose of Windows logs or event viewer. So if you're not well, what your body is going to be injecting the details into the blood. For example, getting a stomach ache or backache, whatever you have, or you have a body pains, this one, that one. Doctor will say you go for this blood report. We wanted to know whether you have any diabetics or not. So they wanted to verify something. So where is the data for them coming from? A log. What is the log? A human, blood. Clear? So like that, every device in this world has a log. Logging is mandatory for everybody. SSIS, SSRS, SQL Server, any application when you open, it will have a log. So by opening the log, what will you gain? If everything is smooth, nobody will go for the blood report. But if something is bad, they'll go for the blood report. That is when the loggings you remember. So SSIS also have a logging that can be implemented. One is called event viewer. That's what I told you. This is the one I am creating. This is my own logging table that I'm creating. Clear? Remember this ID integer. So this is the primary key identity. Remember guys, you can use Windows event viewer to log something. But I'm not going to be using that. I'm going to be using my own logging table. Many companies will say you create a customized logging. So I would like to create one customized logging. Which package is getting executed? What is the package name? So the package name will be here. So this is automatic number. Identity means what? Automatic number. So which is a not null. And when the package got executed, package execution time, let us say date and time, which is not null. And if the package is running successfully means number of rows which is taking, we have a big int. If you have millions of data, billions of data, integer is not going to work. Integer is 4 bytes. Okay, integer is 4 bytes. I'm going to be using a big int. You can store unlimited data here. Okay, that means what? So number of rows which are flowing, billions of rows are flowing. That count I wanted to have in this table. If everything is smooth, so you will be able to get. Otherwise, the row count will be 0. If the package is failing, it is not copying any data. The row count will be 0. Else, it is going to be having the number of rows of which are flowing. Then what is the package execution status? So whether it is failed or whether it is a successful. Clear, package may be failing, package may be working perfectly fine. So this is what I wanted to have. So package execution status. Clear. So a simple logging a table. This is my customized logging table. I am creating my own logging table. You can say customized. Okay, logging a table you have created. Now, so this is my own table I'm creating. That means what? You can also have a ready-made logging that is also available. Okay, SSIS is also come up with one more predefined logging. So that we can discuss later. As of now, I'm creating my own logging table with these columns. Wherever you want to create, you can create. So when I was with Microsoft, okay, Microsoft is using one more separate database called control database. In the control database, they create one logging table. So all thousands of packages are running. All of them are inserting the data into logging table, whether the package got executed or not. If they executed, when did they start executing it? How much data it got exported? And if there is a failure, what is the failure? So everything it is logging into separate database called control DB. So that is how the architect has designed a separate database for the logging. They have approximately 12,000 packages are running it. SSIS package 12,000, right? So a lot of developers have created a lot of packages and lot of things are running. Nobody have a clue which package in failed, why, when, what. So only the thing is that they'll go to a control DB. They say what are the packages failed today, because they'll have execution time this column, right? They'll say if they wanted to do what are the packages fail last 1 week, what are the packages failed last 10 days, means they can go and get this report. Clear? So that is what they do it. Clear? So to get the last week executed data, I can simply go to this table and I can have where date diff. Remember this, okay? Date diff. You can say this column, okay, comma get date is equivalent to 0. That means so last 1 month data, current month data will be given. Last month means 1. So last month data it will be given. So what are the packages got executed yesterday? Yesterday means you need to give DD. So which are the packages got executed yesterday and what are the packages are executed today? Clear? What are the packages got executed last week means 1. Okay. Current week means 0. 2 weeks back, 1 week back means last week. 2 weeks back means 2 weeks back. 1 month. Okay, so it is 1 week back. It is last quarter. It is the current quarter. So only if you know this current day, today, yesterday, and current month, last month, this week, last week, quarter day, current quarter, last quarter, current year, last year. So all these things you should be able to have by putting YY, 0 means current year. Last year means 1. It is not -1. Okay. So if you know this query, you can ask any kind of questions. Okay, I would like to know current, day sales, today's sales. So what do you do? Today's sales means you have to say DD. The sales date will be there. Get date equals to 0. Current day sales. Yesterday sales means DD. Here you need to put DD and you need to put 1 yesterday. Last month means what? So here and 1. So this is the simple things that you should do. This is only one thing that can be used to get the last day, current day, yesterday, today, last week, current week, right? So it is pretty much easy. You also try to get this kind of answers very, very easily in your SQL interviews. Clear? So last year, current month, last week, whatever you would like to have it, current week is it. Now, this is the logging table I have created. Let me go and refresh. So I have created this table. Now, if you wanted to load the data, you have to say insert into logging the table name, right? So table name and values. Now we know this is an automatic number. So I know I should not supply the data. Package name. I don't want to give the package name statically. Dynamically, it has to take it. For example, this package is running now. It is getting failed. If it is getting failed, it has to take the package name automatically, dynamically. You can say so. Dynamically means I told you one point. You have to get that data using a variable. Remember, if you wanted to get something dynamically, you must use a variable. Remember, if somebody is saying I have to do it something dynamically, dynamically means in anywhere, C, C++, Java, .NET, anywhere, you must use a variable. The variable could be your own variable or system defined variable. Dynamically means, remember this point always, dynamically you must do means you need to use variable. So package name I have to get dynamically. So dynamically means using a variable. So you need to put a question mark here, comma. Question mark means you are going to be supplying the data for this question mark using a variable. What variable? Is it a system variable, user defined variable? That we'll see later. So dynamically we're proceeding. Dynamically means like this. Package execution time. Whenever the package is getting executed, we're going to be giving like this. Get date, row count. How much of rows are flowing when you're executing this package? So that is also, I don't know, because if you execute one package, it may be taking 10,000 rows. or 20,000 rows at the moment. So that count has to come dynamically. Package execution time. If everything is smooth, so you need to say success. Okay. If everything is smooth means success, you can write like this: package executed successfully. Fine. Right. So this is the success. If the package is failed, you can also give the failure message. Clear? So that's what also we'll see later. So using this, we should be able to insert the data. When you see some question mark, what is the meaning? The data will be supplied by a variable dynamically at the time of running the package. So this is the one I'm going to be using as my logging table. Not only for this, for each and every package, you can implement the logging. So from demo one onwards, you can implement logging. If everything is success means I have to go and run the package. Let me go to demo number two. If everything is smooth means at the end, I have to implement a logging. So that's what I need to implement here. Clear? So if the this one, that one, lot of packages are available at the end, you have to implement this logging without fail. Clear, guys? So I did not implement logging anywhere, but remember, logging to be implemented for individual packages, not for entire project. Individual packages. Remember this point, write somewhere. You have to implement the logging for individual packages. I did not implement, but let us discuss one by one today. Every package should have a logging also. Whether you're using, ready-made logging, or you wanted to have your own logging, that is up to you. Clear? So that is what you need to understand. Ready-made logging means it's very, very simple. You simply go to the package, for example, if you wanted to use ready-made logging means this table you need not create. Ready-made means everything they're only giving. Microsoft only giving table and everything. So that is ready-made thing. For example, I would like to go to one package. I wanted to implement some logging here. Okay, logging is compulsory. If you give any package without logging, that means that is invalid. Remember this and write somewhere. If you create any package and give without logging, then it is completely invalid. You cannot say customer did not tell me, my TL did not tell me, my manager did not tell me to create a logging. That is completely useless talking. So a logging, if it is not there, your package is invalid. Now, for example, if somebody asks you to implement a logging, very simple, 2-minute step. Double click on this, you go to SSIS and say logging. That's it. It is a ready-made logging. I'm not talking about customized logging. Ready-made logging. Every package, it is to be done for the package, not for the project level. Remember this point again. You go implement logging for this package. So click on this. Okay. So after clicking on this, where you want it to log, it is saying you can log it to SQL Server, you can log it to text file, XML file, and Windows event log also. Just now we spoken, a centralized folder is available called as Windows Event Viewer. So you can also log it there, or you can log it to Profiler. So at least use one or two, not everything. If you're logging everywhere, logging will take a lot of time. If something is everything is smooth means you have to log somewhere. For example, you're going to America, you have reached America, you inform at least your mother and father. You cannot inform thousands of people, your brother, aunt, uncle, everybody. If you're logging everybody, you cannot be there. So if there is a failure or a success, you have to inform somebody. That is what is called logging. Clear? I have reached Dubai. I have to catch my next flight at morning 7 o'clock. So that's what you're logging. Logging can be done a step by step, or logging can be done once everything is done. Okay, so two types of logging can be implemented. So during the progress, I have reached Dubai, I have reached London, I have reached America now. So you have given three events. One, the first event is called when you reach Dubai. Second event is called when you reach London. Third event is called when you reach America. The fourth event is called when you reach your hotel or your friend room. So like that, you can have event based logging, or you give only one logging. I have started in India, I have reached America, my friend's room, only one logging. So heavy logging is also very, very dangerous. So you may include one or two logins and one event based login. Clear? Now, if something goes wrong, where should I log? Ready-made login, you can implement Windows event, click on add. So this is where the logging can be done. So already I spoken to you Windows Event Viewer, which is a centralized folder. You go to event. When you type event, event viewer will get opened, right? Go to Windows logs, expand it, click on application. So this is where the logging is going to happen by SSIS. Clear? So not only SSIS logging, any other logging also can happen here. Clear? Because it is Windows logging. It is not SSIS logging. SSIS also can log into this. That is the main. So this is one thing your package is going to be logging, whether it is a success or failure. Whatever you implement, you can implement. You can log it here. This is one thing. So that you can have. You need not create a Windows, event viewer. It is already there. You simply go and log it. Now I would like to log to the SQL Server as well. Click on add. After clicking on add, you need to check that. If you don't check, logging will not happen. So we have only one Windows event log, but we have a lot of databases in which SQL Server you can give one connection. The connection means I would like to go to this database and create a logging table. Here, I have created my own logging table. I have used this connection. I have created my own logging table. I am inserting the data. Now, when you choose like this, you're not creating a table, you're not inserting the data, you're not doing anything. For everything, it's going to be doing on its own. Clear? This is what is called ready-made logging table. Remember, I am creating my own table. I am inserting with the help of this statement. Here, I'm not doing anything. I'm I'm not bothered about table name also, table columns also. Simply I say SQL Server go. That's it. Where the logging table gets created, that connection you want to specify, you can specify new connection, server name, logging has to be done in this. That is your wish. Or you can also choose whatever be the connection already you have it. But in which event I have to go in for logging? There are two things. Only for the errors you log it. Any task failed or any error at that package level. Because if success means nobody is bothered about this. If failure means yes, people are worried about the failure error. So you can say on error, on task failed. So one more thing, on post, on progress. Progress means I told you, right? I have reached Dubai. I have to catch the flight at 7 o'clock. Now I have reached London. Now I have taken my breakfast. Now I am ready to, on board. So you're giving for each and every point. On progress means clear. So this is also I can include if you wanted to include, but it will be heavy logging. Clear? Or instead of that, I can say post execute once everything is over, whether it is a failure or success. So I will give the post execute, not post validate, post execute well. Yeah. So after everything is done, I would like to log. Clear? If you remove on error on event, it is not going to be telling you even though any error occurs. Clear? But you need to tell clearly on error, on task failed, and if everything is over, then let me also tell you the progress. Now these two are getting updated based on these three events. Clear? Click on OK. That's so this step is to be done for each and every package. That means what? Let me go to one more package. I have done it for this. Let me go to incremental loading also. I have to implement ready-made, logging. How do I do that? Now see the time. You need only less than 30 seconds. Go to SSIS menu, logging, check this, and SQL Server logging. Check this. SQL Server means you need to choose one database. So wherever you would like to choose a database, you can choose this database. No, I would like to have only one database. That is this database. I would like to log it. Okay. Now, second one is called event viewer. Click on this. Now check this event viewer. You need not specify anything. So two logins going to happen. Go to details, on error, post execute, then on task failed. Click on OK. That's it. Done. So logging is pretty much easy. Ready-made logging. So go Go to the one more package. I would like to increment logging. See, less than 30 seconds. Go to SSIS menu, logging, enable this first. Many people will forget this. Enable, step number one is this. Step number two, SQL Server, where. So I have to implement logging only into staging company. If that is not there, company STD is there. I would like to implement to this staging company. If it is not there, click create a new. In which database you want to implement it. Dot, and this is the database logging has to happen. Clear? So remember, stage company database. That's it. Logging is done to this. And one more logging I wanted to implement Windows event. I click on this. Many people will not check this. They would have created, but they did not check it. And many people also they forgot this. On error, on task failed, on post execute. Heavy logging is dangerous, I'm telling you. If you select everything and you think that your team lead will give you a lot of this points means no, heavy logging is dangerous. Clear? So on error, on post execute, on task fail, and if any error occurs, SQL Server will get updated, Windows logging will get obligated. Like that, I am doing it for each and every package, guys. Go to this. Clear? It is what is called ready-made logging. When you go SSIS logging, now you go here. Now SQL Server will get executed. Now in which SQL Server? You can go to not employee table where I have to go to new connection. So this is where I wanted to go and check and go for the Windows event log. But one customer asked you, hey Bhaskar, everything is fine. Everything is fine. SQL Server you're having, Windows event log is happening. If there is a failure, okay, if there is a failure or everything is over, whether it is a failure or success, post execute, you are able to do. I'm so happy about it. Okay, so that is what we're doing. So these are the ready-made logging facilities we have. SQL Server, text file, blah blah blah. But is asking one more thing also. If the failure occurs, if there is a failure occurs, okay, so I wanted to implement logging you using sending a mail. I would like to get a mail. So where is that kind of a logging you can implement, Bhaskar? So SQL Server, text file, XML, Windows event log, SQL Server log. The customer is asking me clearly, I am okay with this logging because you're doing it, but I wanted to have one more logging. If the task failed, if the task is a success means I'm not bothered. If there is a failure means I wanted to get a mail, Bhaskar. Can you implement this kind of a customized logging? So that is where again we have a event handlers. In this also, we should be able to give some more customized errors. So this is one ready-made erroring. This logging is ready-made error. Clear? So if there is a failure happens, success happens, everything happens, these two will get updated automatically. Clear? So these two will get updated automatically. It is whatever the events that you have chosen, all those events data will go here and there. But the customer is saying something like this, Bhaskar, if there is a failure, send me a mail. So send me a mail is not there yet. So how do you implement them? So you have one more provision that is given at the event handler side. Clear? It's very, very simple. This is my package. What is the package? Package is this. Clear? I have also implemented ready-made logging. Clear? If you go to SSIS menu, if you go to SSIS menu, logging I have implemented. That's fine. But customer is asking some more things. What should I do now? Go to event handlers of the package. Now it's saying if any error occurs, what should I do? You have to click here to create on error event. So click on this. Lot of events are available. So for each and every event, what should I do? If the package is failing, if the package is failing on any error, you go send a mail. So this is furthermore customization. Furthermore customization, it is only for the errors it is going to be executed. If there is no error, this event is not going to be executing. Clear? So that is what is called send mail task, or you can say event handlers, because I cannot send a mail with the help of this login. There is no send mail option at all. But how do you implement? If customer asks, I need a mail, I need to have further customization. Further customization, you cannot do anything, but everything you can do it here. For example, I wanted to have a .NET WhatsApp message to be sent to all the concerned people, right? So where is the WhatsApp here? There is a WhatsApp. There is no WhatsApp task, but you can create one Android application that you can install it here. So any other application can be called with the help of execute process task. Clear? So you can install WhatsApp Android application in your computer, and the WhatsApp application executable.exe file you can support, and it's going to be sending the messages to all the WhatsApp people saying that there's an issue in this package. Clear? The further customization can be done like this. So you simply drag and drop on error. What you do, you try to go and double click on this. You go to mail setup, which mail server you're going to be using it. Okay, your company will have one server that you have to configure, or you ask your company team leads. They'll tell you the SMTP server 192.0.0.1. Click on OK. Now from address it is saying from SSIS at or you can say no reply. People will say no reply SSIS. That means the mail is going from this address. So from say some Amazon.com, you're working for Amazon. So this is a dummy address. To whom you need to send the communication? To my boss John at Amazon, and comma say Peter at is my client Amazon.com. Like that, I'll give all the things because it is a failure. I need to at least tell the package number, demo number 12 is failed. What is the fail? That is, I'm not going to give, but I'm giving. It is simply failed. One communication goes immediately. All people will get alert. It is very, very, very important package. It should not get failed. If it is getting failed, immediately I should get a message. Immediately I take an action. Either I or you, somebody will get alert immediately. They will be able to get because they'll be receiving the mail. Package number 12 is failed. Click on it. Clear? So this is how, even though the logging is happening here, but here I do not have a emailing communication. If I wanted to have something, you can just come here. If the package is successfully executed, you can also create your own customization. You can now go say post execute. You can create one more event. If everything is done, you can click on this. If everything is smooth, let me also send a mail. Clear? If success means the other one will get executed, this one will get executed. If the failure means this one will get executed. It is event based customized logging you can implement. So not only, sometimes you know that I wanted to execute only if the data flow fails. That choose the task also. If this task fails, then I need the message. But if the another task fails, I'm not interested. Clear? So like that, I wanted to customize which task. If the data flow task fails, then tell me. If any other task, you may have execute SQL task, any other task also may be there. If that is failing, I'm not interested. Something like this. You can also customize in which level you wanted to get the package level or the task level failures also you can have it. So for each and everything you can create. Okay, if you want to delete, you can just delete this. So complete a logging is removed, you can simply go back. You can simply go back and delete this. Everything will get deleted. If I wanted to log something, means you should be able to log whatever you would like to log, you can log it there. Clear? It is a furthermore customized logging. Clear? So logging is implemented many varieties. So this is the easiest logging, ready-made logging. But now event-based, for example, if failure happens, if the failure happens, log into this. If the success happens, log into this. This cannot be done in this logging. If you want to implement like that, go to event handlers. And if there's a success, that means post execute. If everything is done, then I would like to have something during the progress. I would like to get the data, the if the any warnings, if you have, let me get something here. So a lot of things are available. So for each and every event, you should be able to do the logging. So when you implement this logging, that is more than sufficient. If the customer asks any email logging and other logging, that you should be able to configure. Clear? So that is what is very, very important. Event handlers can be used to implement your logging. So no logging is there as of now, but you can implement the logging. Clear? But remember, this is to be done for each and every package. I'm repeating this because one guy asked me. I have explained this concept, for the previous batch. Again, when they ask this question, when I ask this question, they are getting confused. So, is it project level or the package level? You have to do it for each and every package. So logging to be implemented to this, to this, to this, to this, to this, to this. For each and everything, it is not for the project level. It is for the package level. Clear? That's what you need to be implementing. Now,
Hey,
in today's
Bhaskar,
demo, tell me.
can I ask a question? The send mail task, can we create also in the control flow? Like, after the data flow or something, we can just make sure that,
Yeah, anything,
everything.
anything you can have it. You can have it. If you have like this, what is the meaning? If everything is smooth, then this will get executed. It will send a mail. Clear? And I don't need like this. If everything is smooth, then this will get executed. I would like to get this send mail task on the event based. Event based means like this. Clear? If there is a failure, then only it should be getting executed. Otherwise, I wanted to send a mail means you can simply give a send mail task like this and give like this, and it can execute. Okay. When this is done, this will get executed. Clear? So a lot of events also you can keep it here, but not many events you can have it. If everything is success, you can do it, or you can also choose one more event. Right click on this. If there is a failure, you can send this mail. Or completion. Completion means whether it is a failure or a success, you can have it. So three conditions you can also specify: success, failure. But here, if you go, you will have a lot of other events, right? So these many events you can choose, and you should be able to give this one. Clear? So you can have this kind of a customization everywhere. Clear? Very good. So now I have
I have a
implemented
question,
ready-made
Bhaskar.
log. Yeah, please.
Is it possible in one package to have this send mail kind of login, to have the customized login and also the other failure login, and also have like a checkpoint? Will it not have effect on the performance of the report of the package?
No, heavy logging is dangerous. I told you. You need to implement one or two logs, not every log. One logging is if you're doing fully, that is fine. So one logging for success, one logging is for failure. That is more than sufficient. But if you give a lot of loggings, then definitely it'll you need to compromise for the performance, right? So yeah, heavy logging is dangerous. Yeah, one
How
failure,
about
one success. Yeah.
checkpoint? Is it possible to have login and checkpoint on the same package?
Checkpoint we did not discuss. We'll take the point later. Checkpoint is nothing to do with the logging, right? Checkpoint is different concept. You can implement. There's no problem over there. Yeah. Checkpoint is a separate concept to restart the package. Yeah, that is nothing to do with the logging. So whether it is checkpoint or without checkpoint, logging is needed. Remember that point. Okay. But because of logging, it is not. It will take a lot of some extra time. But if you have heavy logging, then it will be dangerous. Checkpoint without checkpoint, it doesn't matter because every package needs to have a logging. That's what you need to write in your room. So whenever you develop a package, you tell them that every developer has to implement a logging in the package. Whether it is a checkpoint package, without a checkpoint package, it doesn't matter. You need to implement. Am I clear? But heavy logging is dangerous. You're implementing ready-made logging, the send mail task, event handler. Then you're also coming to the control flow. Then below also you have send mail task because you love to do something. You have also implemented here, same thing, and we have implemented here. and plus you have implemented this kind of a customized log. So heavy logging is dangerous. Yeah. You inform your mother saying that I have reached Bangalore. So informing mother, father, uncle, neighbors, and everybody is dangerous because you're wasting your time there. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Now, so here I'm not implementing a ready-made logging, but ready-made logging you implement. Plus, if they need customized logging, you can have like this. Okay, if the file exists, then the load the data, move the file into archive folder by adding a timestamp. If the file does not exist, so log the details into table. So remember, I go here, created a one table. Now this is my own table. This table doesn't have any data, but it's got created, right? Now let me take a new package. Let me close everything. Now you go there. So let me take a new package. So implement rename. So 22 number demo. Say it is for the logging. Okay. Now what I do, I drag and drop data flow task. Let me double click on this. Now where is my data coming from? I wanted to get the data from the flat file source, but where is the flat file source available? In Amazon folder. Amazon folder I have. So here I need to have one flat file, right? So let me, I think I have deleted this file. Let me take one flat file from this and let me move it there. Okay, so you will have one flat file, the column names as it is. Okay, so you cannot change the column names. Today I may get 3, tomorrow I may get 100 columns. My package has to run means you cannot create a package for dynamic columns and everything. It cannot be done like that. So every time fixed number of columns have to be there. Only the data will change. Today I got the data from 1 to 19. Tomorrow I may get data from 20 to 100, something like this. Okay, data will change in the new file. Number of columns should not change. Number of columns should not get increased or decreased. That is the requirement you have agreed upon, and the customer is frozen that. I'll give the data with these columns. You need to create a package. You cannot say, I will give you today 3 columns, tomorrow I'll give you with 100 columns. You create a package dynamically. That cannot work at all. Clear? It will be very dangerous. So whenever the ETL job process starts, they'll give you they'll give their sample data. So this is the data they have. Only this data you have to move it. So every time they'll have only those columns, right? The columns will not suddenly increase. If the columns are suddenly increase, then that you cannot implement then and there. For or to change something, there is a change request process will happen in the companies. If you wanted to modify something, so you cannot add it. So there is a CR has to be created. CR number 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that? You need to add 2 columns to the package. Now for this, the team lead will understand the changes and everything. They'll say the budget will be for this 25,000 USD. The duration for the development, let us say 3 months. Okay, or let us say 45 hours. So to add 2 columns, this is the budget your company will be again taking, because you have development for 3. Earlier you have only 3 columns: employee ID, employee name, employee salary. The customer is changed after your deployment. Everything is happened. The the data of joining, they would like to have it here. They would like to have a data of relieving also. But this is not implemented in your package. If they wanted to implement these 2 columns, if they're sending the data like this, the earlier package will fail, because earlier package will take only these 3 columns. Now source system got modified. If the source system got modified, they would have charged something, they would have done it. So they'll say the new CR number 1 or CR number 2, the first time you're getting change request number, add 2 columns. The cost will be 25,000 USD. It will take duration. So is this right? Duration is this much. 45 hours, and this task is allocated to Sonia now. Sonia is the developer, new developer recruited. They'll say, take the existing package, you modify this and run the package. Sonia would have done that. And after 1 month or after 3 months, after 4 months, they'll say that we would like to do something else also. So again, the change request 2 comes. Clear? For each and every maintenance activity, you people are charging, you companies are charging. Okay, change request number 2. Now you may say that delete one more column from the existing package we are not using. Delete one column. Okay, delete one column from the existing package. Again, for this, they may be charging some 56,000 USD to complete this. Again, the duration will be say 55,000. Because the column you're deleting means they would have created a lot of stored procedures, a lot of views everywhere the column is added. Now the table also column is need to be deleted. Lot of things need to be done. Doing task means only not at the this one destination table. You need to delete the column. And if you have a stored proc on top of the table, then there you need to do it, because change means not only one table always. Table will have a view, table will have a query, table will have a stored procedure, table will have a package, the package will have a report. So everywhere the column may be there, that you have to delete it. So it may be having this much of time, 5,000 hours or 50 hours, whatever it is. Then this may be allocated to so one more developer called Kabir, right? So like that. So every maintenance activities are will have a duration, extra amount, or instead of this, they will have an annual maintenance. What is that? Whatever be the issues, will get it. You have to do it. So annually, we pay this much amount. Yearly maintenance. Okay, yearly we are paying $120,000, and you give us the 3 developers. But whatever be the new change request comes, again they'll create a CR1, CR2 change request. They'll be giving it. So you need to work on this. So it is not a budget for each and every task. Annually, whatever be the issues that they will give it, only you need to give CR number 1. This is the issue. You have to tell them the duration. How much time you need to complete this? There is no budget. It is 20 hours task. Okay. So this is 15 hours task. This is 3 months task. So budget is already discussed. 1 year, 3 developers have recruited. They have to maintain their application. So already application is running. You are going to be supporting if they have any kind of a customization. Am I clear? So this is what is called maintenance activities. So people may ask you, did you work on the fresh project or maintenance project? Clear? So maintenance means already the packages and reports, everything is developed. So you will be getting CRs, change request. CR comes, the team lead will tell you what is the issue in that, what all modifications you need to do, what are the stored procs you need to modify, what are the table columns you need to modify. All of them you need to study, do the analysis, and start doing that with the help of your team lead or somebody. Clear? So that is what is called maintenance project and a development project. Am I clear? Now I wanted to get the data from this file. Double click on this, load this. So this is my source file, EMP. Where is my source file? So I have it in the drive, right? Amazon. So this is the file I'm going to be having it. So every time new file comes, data will be the old, the new data has to come, columns are fixed. So everything is as it is. Now fine. I wanted to know number of rows which are flowing. I would like to count. For that purpose, I'm going to be creating one variable. So the variable name is called, you can give any name, row count. Variable name is this row count. You can have int 64 means big int. Okay. So big int means you need to choose int 64, 8 bytes integer. Okay, it can count billions of data. So integer can count up to millions of data. Am I clear? So integer means you need to include here integer 32. Clear? But we are having a big int here. SQL Server way of saying big int. SSIS There is no big int here. You need to use 64. So as of now, 0. So I did not mention anything, 0. Now I wanted to know number of rows which are flowing. So row count, you can use a transformation. So number of rows which are flowing, it is going to be counting and storing that count into this variable. Remember this. Row count is a transformation which is going to be counting number of rows, and the count it is going to be storing in this variable. Now after that, the data, the original data as it is should go to the OLEDB destination. It is not going to store data anywhere. The original data has to go here. Double click on this, create this, and table or view fast load. Now create a new table. So the table name is called employee underscore new. I'll say destination. Some name I am giving. So don't worry about these naming conventions and everything as of now. But otherwise, you need to have proper naming conventions. You cannot give your own names. If everything is successful, so you will be able to get the data. So that is what I wanted to have it here. Let me go back. Now what I do, if everything is successful, I would like to log it. So this is the logging I'm implementing. Now execute SQL task, double click on this. Where is the logging table available? I have created in the staging, localhost staging. And what is that I would like to use? This is the one. Copy. So insert into SSIS logs values. Now remember, these are the question marks, right? So this is the 0 question mark, and this is the first question mark. If you have one more question mark here, so that will be a second question mark. So every will have a indexing numbers. All the question marks are continuously numbered. Indexing number, you need to have it. So this is the second question mark. So 0th question mark, first question mark, and the second question mark. So I don't have this here. So now I have to map the variable to this question mark. I have to map variable to this question mark. So what is this? This is a package name is this. Then the row count is this, right? So let me take and copy. You simply go and paste it here. Clear? So what did I do? I simply go and given the connection. So this is my insert statement given. Now there is two question mark that I'm going to be supplying as a parameter. Result set means when you're reading the data, select star from the table name, that is reading the data. Now you have to give the data to the execute SQL task. You need to go parameter mapping. So click on add. First one I have to give what is called as a package name. Dynamically it has to take using the system variable. I told you, right? If there is a question mark, you got to supply the data dynamically. So dynamically using means using a variable. What variable I'm going to be using now? A system variable. I did not create a package name. There is system variable. So the data type is varchar, right? So when you say varchar, and it is mapped to 0. 0 means I told you clearly. So this is 0 means this, and which is varchar. And what is the size now? 100. So the size 100, you can specify here 100. Parameter size 100, or you don't want to specify any size, you can say -1. -1 means whatever be the size you have it, or you can say unlimited size. Whatever be the size that is there, let me use it as it is. If you know the correct size, you can say 100. Otherwise -1. -1 means maximum size. Whatever the size you have, let it be there as it is. So package name is going to be mapped to 0. And one more question mark we have after get date. Okay, date and time, row count. So what are the number of rows which are flowing? The data is available. So here you can remove, you can add one more thing. So when you come down, you have created one more variable called row count, which is a long, or you can say numerical data, or you can say, so this is mapped to 1. It is a long, and parameter size If you know what is a row count is integer 64 means 8 bytes. If you don't remember whether it is a 4 bytes, 8 bytes, 10 bytes, then it is a dilemma. So don't write anything. -1 means maximum size. Whatever be the size that you have defined, let it be there. I don't want to touch this field. Otherwise, you have to clearly know 4 bytes, 8 bytes, 2 bytes, 16 bytes. That will be confusing. So row count is table. So we have two question marks. So I have given two things. If everything is smooth, the data is going to go to this. You will be able to see the data here. Okay. The log table is going to be having let me write this. Select star from the table name. Let me refresh. The table name is called employee new list. So I don't have any data now. I don't have any data in the logging table as well. Let me save and say close all but this. Save and execute. So I am implementing my own logging. I told you 20 rows are going and it is successful. This is logging. You can write what is this for? It is, you can say rename logging. Okay, what is this doing? You can say it is loading. It is a data flow. It is loading. Okay, it is logging. So let me save and go back and execute. This package success. You're able to add 20 rows and you have implemented ready-made logging. The package name have you seen? This is the package name. What is the package name? Now you can see careful. The package name is 22 demo logging. So now you see the package name 22 demo logging. Okay. So which time package got executed? Row count, number of rows, success. Okay. So like that, you should be able to implement the logging like this. Now you can see the data in this package. This is the data, 20 rows you have it. You can see the number here. Somewhere there is a duplicate data, right? Because of this, you're able to get 20 rows. So this is how you should be able to understand how logging can be implemented. So this is my own table. But if you implement a ready-made logging, did I implement ready-made logging? Let me go to SSIS menu logging. I did not implement. Let me implement ready-made logging as well. SQL Server is one logging. So go and SQL Server this and event viewer, and event viewer is only one. You need not give anything. So you can also have on error, on task failed, something like this. If you want to implement, you can also implement this. So post execute. Now, if you see carefully, I did not give the tables and everything. Only the database I have chosen. Make sure you have selected this, you have selected this. Clear? And you have got the events are selected. Otherwise, the event will not happen. If I run the package once more, so both places logging will happen. That is your logging table that you have created. The logging is going to happen here. So again, 20 rows got executed. Now it is going to be creating one more logging table on its own. So where is that? Just refresh. If you go to tables, this is your own logging table. SSIS also created one more logging table that is available as a system tables. Now see, there is one more logging table. This I did not create. This is created since you have chosen the ready-made logging. Select star from this one. These columns also I did not create. On its own, it's created. So package started, when which mission the package started, and what it is doing, and what so it is doing this activity, it is logging. So logging means this is the one. So it is executing. So when it is got executed, when this has got executed, every time you can have and which portion it is doing blah blah blah. So you can just come. If you get any kind of an error, the error will get executed there. Clear? For example, I delete this file. Now the package will fail, right? Now I stop this. The package is logging or not, I'll check. Okay. It is failed. So if it is failed means this is not getting logged, because if this is successful means this is getting logged. It is not getting logged. But if there is a failure, this log, let me go back and check whether this is getting logged or not. No. Whether this is getting logged or not, let us verify. Now see, there are error. Have you seen this? So you can see the logging is happened. Now it is telling me these are the error points. You can remember this. What is this issues? Let me copy, go to notepad and see this. Cannot open the data file at damazon.txt. Cannot open this damazon. Now anybody can understand, okay, in this folder it is not able to open. Open means it is not there, or it is there, I'm not able to open something, right? So now the people will go and verify, okay, what is the issue here in the D drive? Okay, I don't have a folder. So it is not telling you like this. It is not telling you like this. Okay, what is the exact error? It is not telling you. So it is telling you in different style. But you can implement, when you implement your own logic, you can write meaningful issues. So for example, for a failure, if you want to implement, you say the real error, you can implement like this. What is the real error? You can say fail source file does not exist. So this is actual error. So that you're going to be writing if you create your own package and you create your own logging and everything, something like this. Clear? So this is my logging. I can implement like this for each and everything. Or if you don't have anything, you can also implement in the ready-made logging. Clear? So tomorrow we'll see if the file does not exist. The file does not exist, then it has to load into the my logging table. If the file exists, you have to take the data from here and dump it. So that is what we'll implement today. Is simply shown what is the logging, your own logging versus ready-made logging. So that's what we have discussed. So tomorrow we'll be discussing about the complete requirements. Am I clear? Check whether the source folder files or not. So whether the file is existing or not, that is the first step. Now here we are not doing anything as of now. Tomorrow we'll implement. If the file does not exist, you can have your own logging to be implemented in your package. Clear, guys? So that is what is the thing that we'll do it tomorrow. It is must that every package should have a ready-made logging. Now let me go to event viewer and also show you. The logging would have done also here. Now when you go back and check, now there are 24 logins. Now we can see, you can go to logging. Somewhere it will tell you the same issue. Where is this log? Am I clear? So here you should be able to get that error as well. So you can see installation is completed. You read one by one, okay? So where is that error? You can see the proper logging here. Logging also will be done in this, guys. If the package does not exist, event handler, something you should be able to have it here. Another computer. So what is the package? Lenovo, the package name.
It's in the
Is not
last
getting.
says cannot open the data file.
Oh, is it there?
The very
Yeah.
Last line
Cannot.
in my window.
This is the one.
And the last.
This is, yeah, this is the right. See it. This is the one. So cannot open the data file. Have you seen this? Now you should be able to see this kind of messages. So people know that this package got executed, and this is the proper issue. Sometimes you will be able to see the issue itself, but in this, now they have given like this. Okay, that's it. So everything you should be able to get on error is the event got raised. All these are compulsorily you must implement. Clear, guys? If you have any question, you're welcome. So today we discussed how to implement varieties of loggings, and tomorrow we'll do this complete demo as well. Thank you, guys.